Well, hello! It is Romania Black and Bromania.
Yo.
And we're on episode 6 of Arcane. You know, nothing big, just the end of Act 2. Which is crazy, right? Because we talked about this at the beginning. Usually Act 2 in a 3-act structure, and Arcane is a 3-act structure per season. Usually the end of Act 2 is where lots of things happen, where if anything's going to go wrong, it's probably going to go wrong at the end of Act 2. If anything's going to go right, it's probably going to go right at the end of Act 2. And I felt like last episode with Vi and Jinx, things were starting to turn around. Warwick, they both are like on board with Warwick. Like, yes, it's Vander. We're good. Let's see about what we can do with him. We theorize they're going to try to take him to Victor to heal. But we've also learned from Jace's encounter with Salo that Victor's kind of accepted the fact that he is Arcane Jesus, and this is all fantastic, and there are no bad repercussions for what he's doing, and Jace seems to disagree, and we have lots of mystery surrounding what in the world Jace has been up to since he just popped in and maybe killed Salo at the end of the episode. So yeah, so things could go crazy this episode. No big deal. It's fine. None of us have any clue what's coming up, so that's all good. I do have a couple comments before we start. I did make note when I was going back and editing, at the opening of episode 5, we saw Lauren and Vi, and there was that sequence where they showed, like, their relationship, and, like, he was with her at the bar, he was with her trying to get her away from the guys, trying to dance with her, and then it just slowly fell apart as Jinx stepped in. So, we didn't talk about that last week, but I just wanted to make note that I did notice that at the beginning, and it was such a cool sequence. I love the opening fight scene. Sunray has a couple comments. First comment Sunray says is that Victor's departure speech in episode 2 concerning the diverging paths is reminiscent to what Singed talked about with Heimerdinger. And I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I hadn't remembered that from season 1. But yeah, they talked about what Singed said to Heimerdinger in season 1. Was that a thing?
Those two never talked in season 1.
Did they not talk in season 1? Singed and Heimerdinger?
Singed only interacted with Silco and Victor.
Okay, maybe they're thinking of somebody else. I don't know who else Heimerdinger would have talked to. So maybe they meant someone else. But they also have another comment. We'll get to that in a second. Pancake then said that as far as, I think this is for episode 3 or 4, said, I think one of the things that differentiates Jinx and Isha from Silco and Jinx is that Jinx does not push any trauma or ideology onto Isha. Jinx is just trying to tell her about her younger days and open up and be more vulnerable with her. And so that is a big difference. I hadn't thought about that, but maybe that's one of the reasons in episode 4 I'm so okay with Jinx, is that she's not trying to make Isha like another version of herself. She's just trying to like be a friend. And so that's nice. But, Sunray did point out, and I hope that they're telling the truth, because I didn't realize this. Victor's voice actor is Harry Lloyd. He is Viserys from Game of Thrones. It's Daenerys' brother. I can't tell you how much I fangirled about that. I was like, Harry Lloyd's amazing, and I love him, and you're telling me he's Victor's voice? Oh, it's no big deal! It's fine! Ah! Isn't there a voice actor or actress that you freak out about?
Not really.
Ah! I do. So yes, Harry Lloyd is Victor. It's no big deal. It's fine. I'm just totally crushing. Also, they said that Cassandra Kiriman must be rolling in her grave, seeing her daughter undoing all the good that she tried to do. My brother was like, maybe. And then they also point out here, To Ashes and Blood is by Woodkid. The children choir is singing in a made-up language, so I heard. Maybe Romania Black's brother knows more about this since he is a League of Legends gamer. So I don't know.
What?
My brother was like eating popcorn going, what? He usually zones out during the comments. To Ashes and Blood is by Woodkid. The children choir is singing up in a made-up language. So is maybe the language they're singing from the game? Possibly? In like episode 3?
Possibly. It's been a little while since I played.
Okay. So, but that could be. But I'm still on Harry Lloyd. I can't believe that he's Victor's voice. I'm going to be freaking out every other scene that we see him in now because I'm going to be like, ah! So, yeah. So, that's awesome. But thank you all so much for those comments. We are super excited to dive into episode 6. I've waited a week. I've been very hungry to see what's going to happen next. So, in any case, I've got to restart my little thingy here. We are not going to waste any more time. Thank you all so much for watching and joining us, but we are going to start episode 6, episode 3 of Act 2, but episode 6 of Arcane Season 2, and we're going to do that here in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. What? I'm calm.
I think it's safe to say at least one ship burned.
No, hold on. No, hold on.
I'm sorry, but for all the stuff Caitlyn did, she at least didn't shoot Vi. Through the heart.
What the fudge? Okay, hold on.
Shot through the heart, it's too late. Jace gives love a bad name.
I was trying to be nice. You don't understand. There are a couple people in the Discord channel that they were like, Jace is the worst. And that's all they said. And they've not been spoiling. They've not spoiled anything. They're just like, I hate Jace. He's the worst. And I was like, oh, come on, guys. Come on, now hold on. Let's be nice. Jace has a lot of flaws. But he wouldn't just walk into a peaceful utopia, go up to Jesus, and without saying 2 words, shoot him in the heart. He wouldn't do that.
To be fair, Jace and Judas share the first same letter.
I mean, how many series do we watch where the first, you always look at the character and you go, you know, if you just walked up and shot him and didn't do the whole monologue thing, we'd just solve all the problems. How many times have we said that? Like, you just walk up and shoot him and get it over with. It's fine. But he can't be dead. No, I refuse to believe that Victor just died like that, and him and Jace have no reconciliation. They have no other conversation. They haven't patched things up. I am in stark denial. There is no way. My brother's like, there's no way. Now, is it possible that Victor could... Is it possible that we can make this... Okay, we're gonna back up. Oh my god. I want to go back to this thing of the fragment, like the whole piece in Victor's mind. The idea, okay. So this is the beginning. This is the end of the episode where it's blown apart, right? So we're gonna cut that. So it's the beginning, it's blown apart. Jace is just blown, and there's the gear turning. It all circles back around to the gear that's falling. When they had the gear at the beginning of the episode where Vi and them got there now, I was like, oh, that's the gear from the beginning of the episode. And then it all came back around. So we went back to the past. So he's like, I see it now. And it's all spiraling. So is it possible? Because as soon as he says, I can see it now, is it possible that there are parallel universe things going on with the rune? And this is just one version of Arcane that we've seen. This is one version of reality. Do you think we're going to go to another one? And then Victor's going to hop from... Do you think that he realized that this Jace is a different Jace from the Jace that could be in the Arcane with Heimerdinger and Echo? And that we're going to hop over... Victor's going to hop over to a different version? I know you know things that I don't know about Jace and Victor. I know you know things I don't know, and you can't tell me yet because we have 3 more episodes. But yes or no, do you think it's a possibility we could hop to a different dimension?
It's plausible, but I don't think that's happening.
Okay, you don't think it's...
I think your ship has sunk.
No, I don't.
The enemy has hit all 4 areas.
Look, Victor...
They missed not once. There is no white pieces on the board. All of it is a red line. The battleship has sunk. And I'm over here in the dinghy watching it burn with marshmallows on a stick.
No, listen. I know you love Victor. There's going to be something else happen with Victor. Because your reaction to him getting shot, you were like, oh, he got shot. He just got shot. What a coincidence. I guess not. I guess he's dead. Your reaction was not the reaction of that being one of your favorite characters dying. That was not your reaction. You know things. You know secrets that can't be revealed yet. I just, no. No, my ship is not, my ship may have a tiny little kitchen fire going on at the moment. There's a little grease fire, an oil slick fire. It was started by Jace. Jace ruined everything. I refuse to believe that Victor is just dead. Maybe he will, like the beautiful butterfly that he is, transcend from his human corporal shell. And
as she tries to save the dying ship, I'm over here sitting like the cool guy meme that's going around.
Look, there's too much with Jace and Victor. There's too much between them that was not answered in this episode. That one, we've got to go back in Act 3 and find out why the hell, where's Heimerdinger? Where's Echo? Why was Jace's leg broke? Why did he have a beard? Why did his hammer transform? Or his axe transform? Like, why?
He had a hammer.
A hammer. And it's now this combobulation that looks like the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. So we have to go back at least in episodes 7, 8, or 9 and find out why he was dead set on when he found Victor, the first thing he was going to do is kill him. Like, we got to go back and find that. We got to find that out. And maybe him and Heimerdinger and Echo were in that version of the Arcane, and they were like, oh shit, Victor's work is going to destroy everything in reality, so we have to stop that from happening. And I would get that. I get that why he would do that. But we gotta go back and see that. Maybe Heimerdinger and Echo are stuck in the Arcane. Maybe they're dead. Maybe they're dead. And he was like, I'm going to avenge you by going and killing Victor. Maybe that's the case. I don't think Heimerdinger and Echo are dead, though, because that seems like a total waste of their characters. Maybe Heimerdinger died, and we'll get episode 7, we'll go back, and Heimerdinger gets killed, and Echo's, like, over his corpse, and he's like, go and avenge us, and Jace gets sent back with Sallow. Sallow's dead, so there's that. But Jace is like, I can't let you leave, and then he's sitting there, and he's like, I'm sorry you feel that way, and then he's like, I'm sorry too, and he killed him. But, like, why? What's in his head? We don't know what's in Jace's head that's making him act that way. Victor seems like he's trying to figure it out. And then he disappears. Okay. And she's like, poor Sallow. And he's like, that isn't... See, that whole thing where he's like, that isn't Jace. There's another will at work within him. I'm like, you can't just have... I'm sorry, my ship is not sunk yet. There is a possibility we can put out the kitchen fire. You can't have Victor worried about Jace and think there's something at work within him and then them not even get the chance to talk. He was on charge. You can't just go in and crush a phone while it's on charge. You can't do that. You can't do that. It's not fair.
Jace literally strolled in and was like, screw the rules, I have trauma.
So Victor believes that something's at work within Jace, which is fine. I do like the ethereal, their hair is white in the other realm, which, okay, all of the people there, their hair was all starting to turn white too, and so was Victor's. And Singe basically makes the comment being like, the more you use your power, the more you're running out and you're gonna die, right? And that led me to believe that everybody in the village, since they're all interconnected into the hive mind, that they were all slowly dying too, because he was using his powers again. I like that world building technique. It makes him not technically a god or Jesus. It makes it like limited. You only got so much you can do, and if you overdo it, then I like that because it's a limitation. He can't just save the world. Eventually he's gonna run out of power and then everybody's gonna die. So I liked that little limitation. I thought that was a good world building strategy there. But if he transcends beyond this body, now that his body was opened up like a damn hollow from Bleach, what? Then he could become an ethereal being like this, and then what? Maybe he'll join the whole ethereal. Maybe him and the Arcane will become one and become part of the sphere, and then what? I don't know. My brother knows things! He knows truths that I have not yet got to witness because I'm not to the third act. But
well, Victor put it best. Once you have that knowledge, it's just ignorance.
Yeah, well, I do love the phrase that the more you find out, the more realize how little you know. That's why ignorance is bliss, because the more you figure out what you don't know, the more frustrating it is, and the more you kind of become consumed by it, which is a good analogy for Victor. So he says that there's something like a voice at work here. A sophisticated conjuration. I love the idea of the hand holding the little arcane, a singularity. Self-replicating and self-annihilating. So it's constantly recreating and destroying at the same time. Right? And he's like, it's flawless but chaotic. I love that. Exquisite, flawless, chaotic. It's chaos. Yeah. So then what do we do with that? 'Tis the question. I refuse to believe that he's dead. I'm sorry. I can't. If he transcends or if he goes, his body may be dead. His body is dead. He got a hole blew through him from Jace. But his body may be dead, but I want to say maybe his consciousness gets uploaded into the Matrix. His consciousness gets uploaded into the Arcane, and maybe it goes and finds Jace and tries to... I think Victor's still going to try to, from beyond the grave, save Jace, despite all his himbo flaws, because he loves Jace. And he's like, I can't let you go on being a baka without trying to save you. Let me have this ship. I swear to you, I will have a ship moment by the end of this series. Just you wait. My ship is not burned to the ground yet. Just you wait. My brother's eating popcorn, not looking at me because he's like, you're hopeless. So we got a little bit about Noxus. A wee bit about Noxus, about their pillars of strength, their pyramid.
Rome.
Like Rome, basically like Rome, yes. But here was my thing. So we had the whole thing with Sinji in there and her talking about the top of the triangle, everything, where she talks about that, and Rictus brings charting a course, having the wisdom to navigate it, the base of the form of the triangle. Here's my thing. Do you believe Ambessa teaching Kate her ways, all of her secret moves and everything, treating her like the daughter she never had, even though she's just using her? Do you believe that Ambessa did not do this with Mel because she knew Mel had the possibility of becoming a witch? That's my thoughts. Because here, at first, I was like, damn, Ambessa, you couldn't train her.
She allowed her to go to another country and become successful. Probably hoping that the Black Rose wouldn't be able to notice her.
Wouldn't be able to follow her and find her. Right, because Ambessa has a reputation, and she's pretty identifiable. She's this big-ass buff woman that believes in bloodlust and conquering and all this. So let me take my daughter, who doesn't
That's
exactly...
average Noxon.
Oh, well, okay. But her daughter doesn't have that, so, which probably comes from the other side. And so she's probably like, I'll send my daughter who's not as obvious of a Noxon away, and maybe people won't notice. Maybe the Black Rose won't notice. So that makes sense. It just, I kind of felt like secondhand empathy for Mel, because here's Ambessa training Kate like she would her own daughter and imparting all this wisdom about their culture with her. And then it's like, oh, Mel, she's sent off to go do her own thing. Which maybe Mel wouldn't have been wanting to be part of it anyway. But it just was kind of interesting that she was trying to train Kate up for all this, right? At the same time. Also, I like Kate's not ninja warrior look. Good for her. Trollop nowhere to be seen this episode, so we're doing great. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so Rictus had these runes. My guess is, because I don't know the lore, and is he a playable character in League of Legends? Oh, no. Okay, cool.
Ambessa is now.
Ambessa is now. Nice. My guess is that these runes, like you said, they're from whatever... Are they from Noxus?
Noxus is full military strength. If they think something is useful... Unlike Piltover before Jace made Hextech, they thought magic was like, no, we're not doing that, we're science. Noxus would ask, can we use it to conquer someone? And if yes, we want more.
Okay, so whereas Piltover in Season 1 was like, we're more or less science than magic, let's focus on that. Noxus is like, as long as we can benefit from it and use it, we don't care where it's from. We're just going to take it and use it ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. How very American of them. But yeah, so I'm guessing these runes, they could take the power of the Hextech to an extent, so they can absorb some of the magic usage.
Yeah, it's more of like...
a blocker.
It prevents magic from being a threat to him, which makes him a big threat to mages.
So it's like anti-mage gear.
That's why he was able to dispel the Black Rose hands when they were around him.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes more sense now. Okay, so that's what he was using and that's how that worked. Okay, that all makes sense. So yeah, I like the colors too. Like the green is the anti-magic, and then you have the blue of the hex tech, and you have the red that's with Vander and the chemicals and everything. Like the color differentiating is really good in this. Man, so Rictus is dead, it looks like. Vander killed him.
Vander used his ult.
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah, you attack somebody, stun them, lock them, and then just rip them to shreds while healing.
Oh, well, that's nice. I feel like it's very important that Ambessa talks about this fourth pillar, and she says it's about sacrifice, which I don't know if I was Kate and some woman had me on the ground and was telling me how sacrifice was very important. I'd be like, it seems like you're buttering me up to be sacrificed instead of you. So that's interesting. But I think it's what is a good choice by the writers is at the end of this episode, Rictus is dead, so it's like he was a sacrifice in the battle. And so she lost him too. So it's like, well, isn't that your pillar? So Ambessa's such a good antagonist. She's so good. She's also ripped to hell. Like, damn woman. So anyway, Singe is like, we're going to track him. Let's go on a hunt. And then I did not think about how all the people that Victor healed were connected. And so if he died, they all died too. I didn't think about that at all. That was going to be the case. I mean, the sign when Salo was communicating with him should have been I thought it was something like Victor could choose who he telepathically talked to, but the fact that they were all linked together is... And then the moment he touched Vander, it's like, well, now Vander's linked too.
But only the human side.
So only the human side was dying, but then it's like the body doesn't know what to do because it's technically only alive because the human body's part of it. So then it's all spewing lava and everything. That's just gnarly. So basically, Isha, she killed her and him too, right?
She put 3 cores inside the gun that was only meant to fire with 1 core.
Mm-hmm.
She basically put 3 bullets in the chamber of a gun and then pulled the trigger.
To blow it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the worst part about that is that just when Jinx was getting over some of her like self-harming tendencies and showing that she was like there for Isha absorbed the fact that Jinx was willing to sacrifice herself at any time. Because I've been wondering about that. We've been talking about that in the comments because Jinx hadn't been pushing any of that kind of ideology on her, but she's a kid. She watches Jinx, she sees what she does, and she soaks it up. So all the times Jinx was like telling Vi, like, oh, you're going to be the one to kill me, and she's trying to sacrifice herself, Isha was paying attention and picked up on that without Jinx realizing that she was going to do it. So now Jinx is going to feel guilty that Isha sacrificed herself because that's something that Jinx would have done. Which is... We were having nice things. Things were going so well, and I was like, man, episode 6, I mean, Ambessa's going to go, and they're probably going to be a little battle, but they've got this in the bag. And then guess who shows up?
Judas?
Jace shows up to screw it all up! I was like, what? And the worst part was, he was just roaming the background. Like, he didn't try to get in contact with anybody. He just went on this stealth mission. I'm like, why? Why did you immediately go to Victor to try to kill him? Like, I get that it's a problem, but... Did you see that coming?
No, he skipped him like a cutscene.
I'm amazed. I'm baffled. Okay, because then the guy that they saw at the warehouse back in the day, I noticed the blonde streaks, but I thought it was just like his hair originally. I didn't realize. And that they have a blonde streak too. So they're all doing that. That's so crazy. I do like the idea that, God, every still of this...
Does that not look like the Smurfs village?
It does look like the Smurf village. Especially the little house up there going up there.
It's a Smurf village with the Eye of Sauron in the background.
It is! I was like, it kind of looks like Hobbiton, but it also kind of looks like Shire, but it's like, got all the... I love all the archways. Like, everything's made with an archway, right? Which I don't know if that... Is that a symbol of something, the archway being in everything?
Like a cog.
Like a cog, yes, in a machine. Which is the whole tie to the arcane and everything being part of the balance, and is there a higher power and all of this? Oh my God. But yeah, every still frame in this series is a painting. You could frame any still in this series. Like, I know it's so expensive that they made this, but I love the work that they put into it and the effort. It's gorgeous. But yeah, I like that Vi is the one that initiated because for Vi, abandoning her weapons and going is a pretty big deal. And I like that Jinx kind of follows suit and is like, okay, well, if you're gonna do it, they got together, they're sisters again. Everything was going so well. I'm gonna say that this whole episode. But yeah, this little peaceful village, Jace doesn't even stop to look around and be like, oh, I really like. Which, granted, now that I know that there's a giant hive mind, that is kind of creepy. That is kind of Borgish. It is kind of creepy.
To be fair, you're never going to build a utopia like that when everybody has free will. Everybody's going to have different opinions. There's going to be conflict. But the second you introduce the hive mind, where everybody has to think on the same page.
Oh my god, it's so creepy. I love that this series does that because in Star Trek, the Borg terrified me as a kid. The Borg is like a nightmare. Like the idea of there's no free will, everyone's just all connected to the Borg Queen. That terrified me as a kid.
But then you have to remember that they're the most powerful race in the whole universe.
Right. And that as a kid terrified me to pieces, like the worm bug and everything. No, that freaked me out. But then they made the Borg Queen hot, and suddenly I forgot! My brother's like, I don't want to hear about you talking about how hot Victor is. Like, shut up! He looked great in this episode! And he looked amazing! His hair was the best it's been all season. His Harry Lloyd's voice, he was doing so well! Everything was going so well! And then Jace showed up. Jace was not falling for his Hansel hotness at all. It was just like...
he didn't even let him get a syllable out.
That's because Jace knew. Jace knew if Victor opened his eyes and smoldered him, it would be over. Our bisexual disaster would crumble. That's why he had to do it. But yeah, I do like how this show, Victor talks about how the humanity's greatest trait is also its most evil trait, right? The free will that humanity has can lead to its greatest successes and its worst failures. And the hive mind part is really creepy in hindsight. And now that we know they're all connected, I'm like, well, that's terrifying, actually. So, but I'm just like, I guess maybe Jace was like, there's no point in talking to Victor because he's not going to change his mind. But I'm like, this is so freaky. But yeah, everybody's just like, oh. And that all makes sense now, too, with the hive mind. No one was fazed by Vander, and nobody freaked out because Victor wasn't freaked out. So none of them got scared because Victor wasn't scared.
Yeah, another plus for hive mind.
How much?
No accidental riots.
This is very vulgar, but how much accidental porn do you think Victor had watched on accident in this? You don't have to answer that question. It occurred to me just now. I'm like, oh wait, Victor, you and Sky get out of people's stuff.
If he could see that, he would have lost his faith in humanity way before this.
Broseph. Skynet. Sky is in Victor's. My brother's like, oh, you're just seeing the correlation. Oh, I see. Oh my god. I do love Jinx and Vi's confused and Isha's concerned look as they go through the village with Vander, like, this place is a little bit villagey. A little Smurf villagey. I don't know if I trust it. Oh no. Yeah, and Huck says
follow Brainy Smurf.
He was Brainy Smurf. I do love the little pools of the little holes in the earth now. And then the bell by the thing. So we go into Victor's little literal hive coming out here. What's the symbol? Is that his just symbol there?
That's just a symbol.
It's just a symbol there? Yeah. Victor looks amazing, but yeah, the white hair, that was a sign of like, okay, you're aging really fast, which I like. I like when characters that have like unlimited power have limits and there's statutes and caveats like, oh, you get the power of Jesus, but you're also slowly killing yourself every time you use it. Like, that's a good world building thing. He looks so good. Why did Jace have to mess this up? Why? Okay, so we saw Vander inside. His consciousness is hidden there. I love... And Victor's like, oh, hey, sup? That's what's different. Victor's eyes were, like, golden, and now they're, like, connected with the Hex Tech, and so they look a little bit different. There is a difference there. Okay. I love that the amalgamation of him inside is, like, hurting Victor, but Victor's like, he's worth the cause. My curiosity has been piqued. Meanwhile, so... what do you think about Jinx calling Victor the metal fortune cookie? Is there an inside joke there that I don't know? Is it going to be a spoiler? Or are we going to need to wait on that one?
We're going to have to wait on that.
Okay, we'll wait on that one. We'll wait on the metal fortune cookie. Okay. Have Jinx and Victor interacted before this?
No.
No, they've never interacted before this moment, right?
No.
Has Vi seen Victor before this?
No, the only one that's seen Victor is Jace, Singed, and Caitlyn.
Okay, they're the only ones that have met Victor before, right? Well, Caitlyn would have been Piltover, so that all makes sense. Okay, so I do like that Jinx and Vi are kind of skeptical. They're like, this seems a little too good to be true, but sure, the fact that he knows everything, or seems to know just from discussing, and I like that Victor supposedly had like a 2-second conversation, but he was automatically like, oh yeah, Vander's vision of the world was great. I saw that in 2.5 seconds, and they're like, okay, all right. I also, what did you think about him telling Jinx that they could work together?
I think he saw Vander's memories of how she was a little prodigal inventor.
Yeah, she was kind of like a prodigy and could do all that, and was like, hey!
And then he also looked at her designs when she was working for Silco.
Oh, yeah, so then would have seen... I could never imagine Jinx and Victor working together. That does not... I know in the game you could probably play with them working together, but I'm like, Jinx is so chaotic.
Yeah, you could have a full Piltover team.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I could see Jinx more likely working with, well, not Jace now, but Jason, like the chaotic Arcane, than her working with Victor, because Victor's so like, he's trying to like control it and understand it, and she's kind of like, nope, it's not for us to understand. Never mind. I love this whole scene. The whole scene of them talking is great. And I do love that Vi asks for Jinx's opinion. Do you think that we should let him help? And Jinx is like, well, nobody else is going to help Vander, so let's do this. I can't believe Isha. I knew Isha was going to die. That's not how I thought it was going to happen. The moment that we saw Ambessa coming, which maybe Isha's not dead, but I know my brother is like, I mean, I'm joking. I mean, there is a 99.9% chance that Vander and Isha are dead. 99.9. There is only like a 30% chance that Victor is dead in my mind. 30%. Now, maybe his body is, but not his soul. I think his soul's still there. I think it's going to float around haunt Jace and be like, why did you shoot me? Why did you mess up everything? But yeah, I did not think Isha was going to die like that. Also, how did they build all these houses and everything so quickly? Hive mind. Hive mind.
Nobody's arguing about architecture when everybody's on the same page.
Damn! Hive mind.
There's no Karens to be like, I'm the HOA president.
Insane.
Of the utopia here.
Like they have a whole garden. A giant garden and everything.
Once again, hive mind, no Karens. No, we can't have the tomatoes right next to the cucumbers.
I did think it was interesting that Isha was like drinking all the water because it was clean. So it was like the first time she drank clean water before, so she was like drinking massive amounts of it. I thought that was a nice touch. But yeah, so at first, when we were seeing all the foliage and everything, I was like, oh, well, here's how we save the tree. Here's how we do all that. And then the more you think about it, you're like, I don't know if Echo and Batman would be down for the hive mind. Saving the village.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They kind of like the idea of everybody having their own identity.
Exactly. And that tree and everything shows so much diversity and all the different people there. And they're all like...
This is controlled.
Yeah, this is the epitome of a controlled utopian environment. And it seemed real cool until they all died at the same time. Like they drank the Kool-Aid at the same time. And it was like, oh, wait, maybe that wasn't the best... And maybe that's why Jace was like, he has to go. Because maybe Jace saw the future in which the hive mind took over everything. And Jace was like, oh, we can't have that. Jace is the human character that's like, no, everybody needs free will. Even if we mess things up and do horrible things. Which I would be in the same... In that case, I'd be in the same boat as Jace. I'm just like, the fact that... I'm still not over the fact that he just walked in and did it. Didn't even have a monologue. Just... like, what now? And then he pieced out. And then he didn't stay and help Vi or Jinx. Maybe he doesn't know Vi and Jinx are there. Maybe he doesn't know that they're there. And so he didn't know. But he didn't even look around to see like people dying. He was just like, shaboom, and then bye. Gotta go back. This whole garden is gorgeous, though. Like, this whole scene where Victor's helping Vander and the separation of the plant in between them, and there's the shadows and all of this. Look, I'm just gonna say it. You're not a shipper at all, so you're gonna shake your head, and he's already got a dead look. Like, I know where you're headed with this. But look, this scene was amazing, and I love the concept. We're gonna talk about it related a little bit to Berserk in here in a second. But okay, you've got to say, when they started that song out, and it was like a cheesy folk song, did you not for a hot second be like, is this some Vander Victor stuff? Like, you got it for a hot second.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm interjecting here. I'm bringing out the rocket launcher. I'm arming the torpedoes.
No,
the ship dies now.
I know it's not. It wasn't a ship. It never got off the ground. But
flamethrowers are aimed at the top of the water. Anybody who floats up is getting torched.
The blueprint of the ship
War crimes are being committed.
The blueprint of the print was laid on the table, and then that's as far as it went. But when that song started, and there was like the da 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 da, and they were like looking at each
Piranhas
other.
have been added to the water.
I'm just saying, if anybody for a hot second thought that it was slightly shipping Victor and Vander, you are not alone. I don't support that ship, but I saw it for a hot second, and then it was over. And then it never left the harbor, so we're fine. The ship never got constructed. I do love the inner workings of Vander's mind as the beast, and all of those things. It's like, because here's the thing, the archways make a spiral. If they keep going, they make a spiral, right? And so there's some symbolism there, and maybe Jace knew that if Victor kept with the hive mind, it was going to descend into... But here's my thing. If Victor knew from what Singe said that eventually he was going to die, what was the overall plan?
Well, to be fair, that was Singe's
hypothesis
upon watching him perform the thing. He probably doesn't know that he could recharge himself.
Oh, that's a good point. So maybe he just saw the hair and assumed that eventually you're going to run out of ammo, and but he doesn't know how he recharges. But yeah, so I don't know he probably didn't know that he could recharge himself. So, Okay, I do like when they're trying to, like, him and Sky are trying to navigate through, which I say him and Sky, it's just him, right? It's just him. Sky is a manifestation of part of his subconscious. Or maybe it's her ghost. Who knows? But I think it's just part of him. When they're looking through Vander's subconsciousness, it kind of, and I'll put up here Berserk manga spoilers for the end of the manga spoilers. Like, it's towards the end of the Berserk manga where it is right now. So if you've not read Berserk, I'm going to put a spoiler thing up here. It reminds me of when Shirk and Farnese are going through Casca's mind, trying to find like the little piece of her to bring back. That's exactly what I thought in this scene. I was like, it's like they're peering through Vander's mind and trying to find the piece of him to bring back. And end of Berserk spoilers. But it was really good. It was really good. I love them trying to, like, all the imagery is gorgeous. It was so ethereal. And, like, they try to get into his eye because the eyes are the windows to the soul. So they're trying to get into there. They all look... See, I'm thinking, like, Victor's going to come out and his final form is going to be him bathed in all white light with the white hair. And he's going to be this ethereal being, like Silver Surfer, coming out and, like, doing all of this. And that's going to be his final form. And my brother's smiling. I'm telling you, he's not dead. That's all we'll say, but he's not dead. He's going to look like the damn Silver Surfer like he looks here with Sky. And he's going to come out and be like, Jace, why did you kill me? And that's where we're going to go from there. We'll see where that goes. That's my prediction. He's going to look like the damn Silver Surfer. White's a good look on him. My brother is slipping so loud. White's a good look on him. We'll see how that goes. But I really liked him seeing the memories of all of them. And then we get
Benzo.
Benzo, we get to see, like, her. We get to see Vi. And, man, their dad looked pretty plain. Just brown hair, huh? Guess that's all we got? Just he didn't give me no blue streaks, nothing. Just brown hair, huh? See how it is? It reminded me of...
brownish black.
Yeah. It reminded me of Ace of the Diamond. Have you watched that series?
No.
Okay, it's a baseball anime, but there's two characters. They have pink hair. They're two guy characters with pink hair because it's anime. And then when you see their mom has pink hair. They look exactly like their mother. And then their dad is like the most plain man possible. And I'm like, wow, genetics. they all went hardcore on her side, and that's the same way with Vi and Powder. They look just like their mom, which is cool. Nice. Yeah, I guess Jinx does look a little bit more like her dad in the face. His face is like longer and narrower, but Vi definitely looks like the mom, and I love that she gives her the little gloves and everything. That's so cute. I loved this watercolor that was 2D animated. Gorgeous. So good. And then like cutting their hair. Like, this was such a sweet moment. It feels a little weird for Victor to be spying in on it, but... And then we go to the part of their house that still remains that has their heights on it, which is crazy to me that they found it. That seems so wild right there. Nuts. And then so I do like Jinx's kind of skepticism now more than anything, that Vi was like, could we be part of the hive mind? And Jinx is like, hell no, we ain't gonna be part of the hive mind. Like, it fits her chaoticness, right? It fits her personality that she would be like pure chaos and would not be for it. So we have the blood compass, which fun tech there. And then were they just gonna like put him on hooks and carry him back?
What do you think he was on in the lab?
Well, that's true. Yeah. And then I thought Ambessa was gonna go in and see Victor. Did you think that? When she was like, I want to meet this guy? I thought she was gonna go in and see Victor.
I think she was just going to have him captured.
Well, yeah, she was going to be like, let's put him in a bottle like a little genie and take him back, right? But what if he becomes a genie? What if Victor becomes a genie in a little lamp? And Jace has to rub the lamp and then he pops out. I'm onto something. He ain't dead. He ain't dead. No, he's going to Casper the Friendly Ghost up in this mother trucker in episode 7, 8, 9. Just you wait. Just you wait. I'm in stark denial of anything else. But man, poor Huck and everybody else. Man, Kate looks like a vampire. Victor's going to be Casper the Friendly Ghost. What? It'll be a Halloween extravaganza next week. I don't know where they're going from here. I have no clue. Because I thought Jace meeting up with Victor and Vi and Jinx, I thought they were all going to meet up, but I thought Heimerdinger was going to be with them. I thought Echo was going to be with them. I didn't expect Vander to be there. I thought it was going to be like episode 8. They were all going to converge and have a nice little powwow and talk things out, but no! We bypassed all that. Nope. Did all that. That design of Vander with the mouths coming off of his body and like the neck of it is a mouth itself. Is that not the coolest freaking thing?
Remember, he was put together with pieces of the wolves.
Of the wolves, and there's all 3 of the wolves there. Like, you can see parts of their mouths. Also, oh my god, I'm just seeing, like, there's tiny little Victor sitting there by his head. I didn't see that last time. Like, frickin' Jiminy Cricket. What? What? Just sitting there by his head. And there's Sky on the other side right there. That's amazing. Do you find it interesting that both Jace and Victor are surrounded by women that they don't care for? But just are platonically friends with? For convenience.
Jace likes Mel, though.
Jace does like Mel. That is true. Jace is our bisexual disaster. He does like Mel.
I'm sure Victor liked Sky.
He does,
He just didn't realize it until she was turned to dust.
The funny thing is, it's the opposite. Victor didn't realize he liked Sky until she was dead. Jace did like Mel, but has totally forgotten about her existence.
Well, to be fair, he was just put on the spot for a lot of things, and he was gone and he met Echo and them.
And doesn't even know what's happened to her. Right, yeah. Right. I love that shot. That's maybe one of my favorite images in the whole episode, is the idea. It looks like the runes, too, on the side. On the side, it looks like the runes with the chemical and everything. What? So do we think that the runes being contaminated like that are possibly from all the chemicals and the shimmer and the shit that's been going down in the city?
Probably.
Could be tied to it. What? Humanity ruining things in nature? We've never done that. We wouldn't do that. That wouldn't have happened. No. I like that when Sin shows up, Sky's just there. Like, she doesn't look like a vision. She just looks like she's really there, even though she's not.
But he doesn't pay any attention to her, showing that she's not there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she's part of his mind. And Sin just like, oh. So Sinja's whole thing is he wanted Victor to heal.
He wants Victor
to
help
combine
him.
with Vander? Is that what he wanted?
He wants to combine the regenerative properties of Vander's new body with the magic power of his.
Yeah, so he wanted Victor's magic power to combine with the regenerative thing of Vander, and then he was going to use that to heal his daughter.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, to cure death. Because that's never gone wrong before.
I don't know what you're talking about. Full Metal Alchemist? That didn't go wrong. That episode, that series was only one episode long. They cured everything the first episode, and then we were great. So, I mean, yeah. I'm surprised Victor didn't talk about resurrection. I mean, he doesn't really have a right to because he was resurrected himself. But I'm surprised he didn't call out Singe and be like, you trying to bring your daughter back to life isn't going to work. But he didn't say, is Victor going to take over the body of the daughter and come back that way?
No, I don't think so.
You don't
never
think so?
touched her.
He didn't touch her. That's true. Well, that's why she's not dead. Will his Casper the Friendly Ghost body go and inhabit her? My brother's like, I don't know about that. That seems kind of weird. Could. I mean, she's got the motif. She has the waifish all-white motif going, looking like Casper herself. We'll see how that goes. My thing is, what is Singe going to do now? He's lost Vander and Victor. So Singe's whole plan is like, oops. Unless he takes Victor and tries to bring him back the same way that he did Vander. And make Victor a Frankenstein. Oh. Could he make Victor into a Frankenstein? And then he'd be Victor Frankenstein? My brother's saying nothing! But anything's on the table at this point. It could happen thematically. We had the werewolf monster die. Victor, you get that hair standing up. It looks like the Bride of Frankenstein with the little bolts coming through. It's just down the bottom. I'm on to something.
Once again, I'm over here, my little Mihawk raft, watching everything burn and sink, and I'm just sipping wine and eating s'mores.
This ain't no Catalina wine mixer. No, Victor's gonna come back. I have all these theories. There are so many ways he can come back. There's so many options. What could happen? I refuse to believe that he is gone from this story. If you are here to tell me that we just witnessed him dying and we're not going to see Victor for the next 3 episodes and that was the end of his story, it was just, boop, have my Jesus gone? Nope, I don't think so. No. Even if we just see Victor in flashbacks with Jace from here on in, we're going to see him again. There is no way that is the end. There is no way they would not do that to us. I also like they're just walking around Vander being like, Okay, so Apex Shimmer, which I'm assuming is what they're calling Vander, Apex Shimmer, combined with you would be the apex form of Hextech. Hextech, which seems like... here's my thing. Victor's like, oh, well, that would destroy Vander. That seems like a convenient way for Victor to get out of being like, oh, we can't kill Vander. But I'm like, Shimmer form of Hextech sounds terrifying. That sounds like the parts of Vander that were like all messed up and everything. I feel like that would screw everything up even more. Maybe that's why Jace was trying to stop it. Maybe Jace saw a vision. Maybe he became Doctor Strange and saw a vision of the future and was like, Jace is a scientist. Maybe he saw a future in which he was like, oh, that could go really horribly wrong, so let's not have that happen. I'll kill Victor before it happens. Okay. So, yeah, I felt like Singe's whole thing was that he was just saying that because he wanted Victor's, scientist side of him to be like, come on, you could combine with Vander and then save everybody and you won't die. And
maybe if you talked to him, a day after he came out of the chrysalis. But right now, he's gone full spiritual guru, not scientist, mastermind engineer.
Yeah, if you talked to season 1 Victor, he would have been like, we can make that work. But now he's in his Beatles guru era, the White Album era. He's like, no, we're not gonna. He's like, no. And I feel like Victor's kind of like, I almost feel like he thinks that since he's got this power to kind of see into everybody, he's like, I'm kind of better than you and I don't want to do this because I know more than you about the world. And he kind of looks down a little bit on Singe. But, because then he talks about, are we guided by an invisible hand, which felt very berserk as well. I love this conversation of, is it fate or evolution? Is it destiny that we're preordained, or is that where we're supposed to go? And the idea of nature, we're not supposed to, nature is the greatest force forever in flux, and then Victor's like, no, evolution has an end point. We're not combating nature, but we're taking it over, which is terrifying. That's very hive mind. The final glorious evolution. At that point, I was like, wait a minute. And Sin just kind of like, wait a minute. He's like, that sounds kind of Borgish, the whole final evolution. Like, this is the end route that we go to, and we're all connected. I was like, wait a minute. Hold on. That seemed, I don't know how I felt about that. Which this show is so good because you feel for Victor, you get what he's trying to do, and you don't want Victor to lose, but then at the same time, you're like, also, I don't know if I support what you're representing, because this is kind of...
Well, it also comes to the point that Singed isn't very sure about Victor's method already, otherwise he would have brought his daughter.
Oh!
But as he pointed out...
If you die, they all die, so...
Well, not just that. He's trying to do like he did with Vander. He wants the mind to be brought back. He wants her to be herself.
So, yeah. That's a really good point about him not bringing her there. Because he's like, he didn't trust Victor to heal her. Because he thought something could go wrong. So he doesn't think Victor is as perfect as Victor thinks he is. Oh, that's good. That's really good. Interesting. I feel like the whole thing of Sky being there is like his constant like recognition of why he's doing what he's doing and what's driving him. So so then she follows him and then we get to Caitlyn. I am glad that Caitlyn and her didn't have a moment because I was like, Caitlyn, shouldn't you be telling Vi before you hop back on that bandwagon where you what train stops you've been at the last couple months? Maybe you need to inform her about that.
Before you go back to beer, make sure you tell her you were having whiskey.
Yeah, exactly. You've been mixing. What you doing? Also, you like Caitlyn's just like, your hair looks stupid. That's literally all she said. She's like, your hair's stupid. Want to help me? She's like, fine. I love it. I also love that she's called a mongoose. She is kind of like a mongoose. Although mongoose eats snakes, so...
And then she called her Cupcake.
Yeah, well. I mean... I'll let the pet name slide, but Kate, you got some explaining to do.
Does she?
Does she? I mean,
Or are they going to throw Scottish in the mix?
You know, maybe it's better if they just don't mention her, but I'd feel kind of like, if I found out after the fact and be like, wait, you were with this girl while I was sitting here suffering? Oh, cool. Nice. But then I guess, it's Kate's life. She can do what she wants, I suppose. They weren't tied down in a relationship, I guess.
Vi drowned herself in fighting and beer. And alcohol. Caitlyn did it with work and a little Scottish girl.
Indeed, I guess. I also like that Ambessa is just sitting here eating an entire, like, rack of ribs in front of everyone. Just like, kill the beast. That's true. I guess, I can't be too harsh on Caitlyn, but I am glad. I love the twist. Because when Caitlyn brought Vi in, I was like, you trollop. You harlot, you cheated on, you moved on so fast from her. I guess you didn't cheat on her, but you moved on so fast, now you're giving her to the enemy, so I'm glad there was the twist that they did the plan beforehand. I love when she
explains what Vander told her.
I know, I love when they twist that, and you find out that there was stuff going on behind the scenes before they got there, like, it all connected together. That gem that is in Jace's wrist is what's influencing him. My question is, why did you put a gem in your wrist? Why did you do that? What was the reasoning behind it? We have to go back and find all this out, right? I thought it was going to happen this episode. Did you think...
We had to start a downfall. We couldn't start a flashback on the end of the second arc.
That makes sense.
We had to go to a downfall.
We had to make things the worst they could possibly be, and who's our harbinger of the worst that could possibly be for Act 2? Jace!
We set ships on fire, now we see which ones sink and which ones fall.
Now there's a chance that my ship can float.
Oh no, yours is on fire. Yours is...
No! Now that you just admitted there's a chance! There's a chance!
The rats are on my raft and they're helping me make s'mores.
No. Mm-mm. I can't believe that Jace pulled a Gargamel. Literally went to the Smurf village and lit it on fire. He didn't have Aziraphale. He didn't even have her to help him. Which I guess Heimerdinger would be. Jace's Gargamel. Victor's Papa Smurf. Son of a bitch. Anyway, man, do you think Rictus was on to there being something going on? Like the first thing Ambessa says is like, "Oh, you're a distraction for Kate, so you have to go." Also, I want to point out that giant vial of blood. That's like a keg of blood. What kind of Red Cross blood donating parties were they having? That ain't a pint. That's a freaking gallon.
You seem to forget. This is a military operation that doesn't care for civilian casualties. All they needed were enough bodies to put blood in there, then let him mix a little bit of his blood in.
Yeah, that's true. He just has to mix a little bit of his for it to work, doesn't he? Not a good camp to be a hemophiliac at. Not
with Noxians.
No, not with that. Nope. A lot of blood diseases there. Nope. Man, Isha did so good this episode. Stole the cores, got in there. So one of the cores was from each of the gloves, wasn't it? The two from the gloves, and then her gun were the three. Because when she looked down at the glove and she pocketed it, I was like, okay, well, she's going to get the Hex Tech core to Vi. I thought if something goes down in the camp, Vi's going to go looking for the gloves. And my theory was somebody was going to take the gloves and she'd be like, oh, you can't use them now. And then Isha would give her the Hex Tech core. And then the show makes you forget that she has it until that next moment. I would think this was a very big moment for Jinx because Jinx was going to kill Caitlyn in this, correct?
No, she was aiming for
Singe.
Yeah.
But then she saw that Caitlyn
choked him
out and was like, oh.
And saved Vander.
Mm-hmm. God, I love that. That confrontation between Vi and Ambessa. Caitlyn is easily swayed by Ambessa, but Vi's like, shut the F up, I don't like you. Like, bye. Nope. Not having it. Also, Ambessa's like war hair is pretty cool. I do like it. But yeah. She's like, just shut the F up. And then boom. That was such a good scene! Such a good scene! And then, here's my thing. Vi gets punched by Caitlyn. I know it was for the whole moment to make it look real, but I'm like, damn girl. Caitlyn got to go off with an Irish trollop or a Scottish trollop, and you got punched in the face. Like, Vi deserves a medal, a cookie, something in return for all this. So yeah, so Ambessa was under the cables. She passed out. Then she came to and found Rictus dead. Meanwhile, everything just all goes awry. Okay, so, ew! What the fudge? That's creepy!
That's what he sees.
That's what he sees! What the fudge is that? So last episode, when Sallow was talking and Jace looked, that's what he was seeing instead of Sallow.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
That's them.
That's ominous as hell.
Borg shit, remember?
Oh, because there's the handprint.
And he fixed them by replacing broken pieces with metal.
So inside, they're all just metal like that. Oh my god.
They're basically T-100s.
So that means when Victor came back, he was like the prototype of it, the main one. And so Jace can see that through, I'm assuming the Arcane shows him that. So does that mean Victor wasn't back at all or wasn't alive? It was just the Hex Tech speaking with Victor's voice?
It was still Victor. It's just Victor is now thinking like it.
Oh, no. So Victor was thinking like the Hex Tech core.
It's inside of him going, hey, guy, relax.
But
feel them.
Oh my god. Oh my god. But that's what they actually are to Jace. That's what he sees. Oh my god. Well, I mean, that would explain why you'd be like, nope, not gonna let you touch me.
And if they look like that, what do you think Victor looked like to him?
I wonder if they show us that. I wonder if they're gonna show us that. Jace, though, is like, the fudge is going on. Now, he doesn't kill the kid outright, which, good on you for that.
He's already killed one kid.
Jace has messed up so much in this show. He's messed up so much. But yeah, but the kid even is like, Oh my god, yeah. The kid's like, it's fine. But the fact that the kid didn't even freak out and then you take him straight to Victor.
Because Victor was in control.
Right. Yeah, they all have the same eyes as him. Oh my god.
He wanted to see Jace.
Yeah, and he took him inside of there. Oh my god. Jace looks so good! Why is it that Jace and Victor look the best they've looked in the entire series? And then this is what happens? Oh my god. Yeah. The music turns haunting! I love the subtitle, The Music Turns Haunting. Wow. And then, yeah, there's... Okay, so then he sees Victor plugged in to the hive mind, getting recharged. Oh my god. Wow. So the question is, if Victor's plugged into that, Victor probably wasn't aware. I mean, Victor, I guess, isn't aware that the Hex Tech could have gained a consciousness of his own and was using him to be like the leader of the hive mind. Possibly. And then when Jace saw him plugged in, he was like, oh, he's probably like, you took my friend and you made him into this central figure. No. Maybe. That feeds my ship a little bit. He was doing it to save Victor. He was saving Victor from the Hex Tech because it wasn't his friend anymore.
By using the universal mute button.
No. I want to know what Jace saw. I don't know if they showed us any of that. Because, yeah, then Rick just shows up and he's pissed because he found out Caitlyn's... the effect of him choking her out was really good because her eyes were turning red. Damn. Okay, and then Jinx, because the runes absorb the blast from the core. Oh my god. He's like, who the hell are you?
No, he knows who she is.
Oh wait, does he know who Jinx is from?
He's been hunting her.
Oh, that's right. Damn. There were a lot of first-time meetings in this episode, but yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. And then Rick just is like, yes, it's you. And she's like, yep, sure is. Oh, Jinx did so good in this. Bless. But she didn't know the runes could do that. So his whole staff is covered with it. Interesting. And she's like, well, shit, what's that? How dare you use those runes? She's like, not gonna... So Vi got stabbed in the stomach, which maybe it didn't hit anything vital. Hopefully. I thought Vi was gonna die when she got stabbed, and then it was like on her side, so it wasn't like horribly bad. Oh my gosh. And then, yeah, Vander saves her. That was so badass where he's like, get away from my daughter. That was so good. That was such a great moment. I loved that. Yes, please. And he's so much bigger than Rictus.
Especially, yeah, the little knockoff Zangief.
Uh-huh. Knocked off Zangief. Yeah, don't touch my daughter. And Rictus is like, the fudge? What's been happening? That part was so good. Damn. And the blood and the glass. Oh, I want to get to where Jace. And then, yeah, then Vi comes in. She's like, oh, hey, by the way, here's my dad that you guys were hunting. Here's our happy little family. Who's going to screw up this happy little family? Oh, this guy. But I kind of get it now a little bit where Jace is like, what have you done with Victor? You've plugged him in like a phone charger. What have you done to my bestie? Oh, and then, yeah, that thing glows.
Slowly raises up.
Because then, yeah, Victor looks down and sees him. Oh, my God. Okay, I wanted to see what he saw. Like, how did he see Victor in that moment?
I don't think they show us.
Yeah, because everything's nice. They're having a great moment. What the hell is inside of his hammer there? The Eye of Sauron? Because what does he say there?
He doesn't say anything.
He says, I won't fail.
Oh.
And he says, I swear it. Oh, no. Oh! So he clearly has told Heimerdinger and Echo that he wouldn't fail to kill Victor. That he was going to go back there, find Victor, and kill him. The question is, what did he find out in the core, in the Arcane, that made him be like, I've got to kill Victor? I mean, if they found out that Victor is part of this hive mind and it's bad for humanity, that's reason enough, right? Right?
Yep.
Oh my god. Because then, yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
Right through the heart.
Shot through the heart.
You're too late.
Oh.
Jace gives love a bad name.
Literally. Oh my god. And yeah, and then they all die. Wow. That is insane. Ugh.
And then they give the scream like they were the children in that one movie where they're all psychically linked.
Oh my god, yes. And then Jace just pieces out. I love that it looks like a spiral. Like everything's spiraling in that moment. Oh my god.
Yeah, he just runs on by.
He pieced out hardcore.
He did not stick around.
Nope. I'm sure he's trying to get back to Heimerdinger in them, but like, what do we do now? Because then everything goes to hell. Vander is dying. The human part of him is dying. Rick just tries to do something, and then Vander kills him.
Uses his ult.
Mm-hmm. And Caitlyn's like, well, there. And then Ambessa's like, my main man just died. Holy shit. Oh.
And then he gives a little speech.
So he says the reason for our failures in the commune was the Borg hive mind. Oh my gosh, that's terrifying.
He says the whole thing failed because of the human element.
Yeah, that's literally what he said. Their emotions. Oh my god. Which is kind of insane. He was just like, oh, the reason why this all is because we're all still human. That's terrifying. So the question is, if the hive mind is dead, if the hive mind part is dead, what, if anything remains of Victor, what do we do with that? Like, do you think Victor, if he somehow, if his soul gets separated from the Hex Tech, is it going to be Victor, or is he going to become totally the hive mind?
It's going to be Victor, but he's going to have new outlook on life, probably.
But then what do we do with that? Because Jace's probably going to be like, I thought I killed you. How do I trust you? And Victor's going to be like, Baka. Like, what? That's the question. Like, if Victor suddenly realizes, oh, we can't have a hive mind, like what Sinch said, it's not possible, then how's he going to convince Jace that, or is Jace going to try to kill a ghost? Oh, God. This scene with Isha is so freaking sad. Like, the 2D is so beautiful. It's so good. And instead of Savika carrying her away and her like running away, grabbing and crying, now she's running towards Jinx crying. Oh my god. All of it's beautiful. The imagery is so freaking good. The symbolism, everything. All of this. The coming full circle. The blue and the pink. The powder and the Vi. All this is so good. And then the pew. It's so damn good. It's so damn good. Everything about this scene is amazing, and I hate it. Because I thought Isha would die, but I didn't think it was going to be the same like this. Damn, kid. And Jinx is like, that's a terrible idea. Don't put 3 together. But that's exactly what she was going to do. She knew what she was doing. And she imitated Jinx there. Damn. And then Vi's like, oh no, you're not going to die. Damn. Because, I mean, Vander was going to die anyway. Well, shit. That which inspires our greatest good inspires our greatest evil. Love caused Victor and Jace's greatest good, but also the greatest evil in killing them. My brother's like, I'm done. The ship is... Look, no. The ship is not on... Look, well, okay. Can a ship sail without a mast?
No. What you're thinking of is a ferry. It doesn't really work when all the people are dead.
No, listen, Linda. What if Victor got too ambitious? The ship was too big. The ship was too massive. And Jace, we just had to downsize the ship. So now we are a ferry. It's fine. It's great. We're gonna. It fits the ship. It works.
As she explained this, me and the rats are already on our 12th round of s'mores. Using the flaming wreckage of her ship.
No, I refuse to let the ship go. I will tell you by the end of this series, that ship will... it has to have closure. Even if the ship sinks like the Titanic, there has to be closure. And Jace and Victor have to meet one more time. Even if it's in the nether sphere, even if Jace is unconscious and his mind travels to talk to Victor from beyond the grave, that it will have to happen by the end of this series. And that's all I need, because this episode gives me no closure.
You know the problem with saying something's going to be like the Titanic? At the end... one of them gets pushed off the door.
This is not going to be a Jack and Rose situation!
Even though it was proven that both of them could have survived and Rose was just as selfish.
This will be the reconciliation of that. They will both get on the door, they will float to safety until a boat comes to find them. Don't you do this to me, Broseph. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put this evil on me! Look, this episode was amazing. And I didn't see half the stuff coming. Did you?
No.
Nope. So now we just have one final act. So my thing is, the only thing I know we have to do is we have to go back and see what happened with Jace and Heimerdinger and Echo. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I know we have to do. But now, what are we doing? We don't know about Mel and that whole thing. We don't know about Ambessa now that Rictus is dead and everything's all going to hell in a handbasket. We don't know how Piltover and Zana are going to react to all of this. Caitlyn and Vi and Jinx, we don't know what's going to happen to them. Isha and Vander are more than likely dead. Victor could be Casper the Friendly Ghost. We don't know. Jace is pieced out. I don't know. But we're going to find out episode 7 next week and just see what happens. So, in any case, I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and I'm going to ride on the wreckage of this flaming ship as we float on into episode 7, and my brother will watch me from afar roasting marshmallows. So, in the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and we'll see you next week for episode 7 of season 2 of Arcane. Ships ahoy!